Egypt's geopolitical strategy is undergoing a profound transformation as the country seeks to redefine its place in a rapidly changing world order. After years of strong ties with Western powers, particularly the United States and France, Egypt is now pivoting eastward, aligning itself with the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa bloc. This move, combined with a noticeable coolness toward offers from the US and France, raises important questions about the future of Egypt's foreign relations, economic policies, and military partnerships. So, what's next? Come, let's explore. Chapter 1: Egypt's strategic shift towards BRICS. For decades, Egypt has maintained strong political, military, and economic ties with Western powers, particularly the United States. The relationship between Egypt and the United States was cemented through billions of dollars in military aid, economic support, and political cooperation, especially following the Camp David Accords in 1978. France also played a critical role in Egypt's defense sector, supplying Rafale fighter jets and other military equipment. However, recent years have witnessed a shift in Egypt's foreign policy, largely driven by the country's economic challenges and the global reconfiguration of power. Egypt's decision to align itself more closely with BRICS signals a broader desire to diversify its partnerships and reduce reliance on Western powers. Chapter 2: Egypt's journey to BRICS membership. Official invitation to join the bloc was extended during the BRICS summit held in Johannesburg from August 22 to 24, 2023. Alongside Egypt, countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Algeria, and Bahrain also received invitations to join this influential group of emerging economies. The decision to invite Egypt was rooted in its geopolitical significance and economic potential. As one of Africa's largest economies, Egypt brings a wealth of resources and a strategic geographical position that connects Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. This geographical advantage aligns with BRICS's goal of fostering economic cooperation among emerging markets. Egypt's robust trade relations with key BRICS members, particularly China, India, and Russia, further enhance its appeal as a new member. The membership process was expedited by Egypt's proactive engagement with BRICS over the years, including its participation in various BRICS-related meetings and initiatives. By joining the BRICS New Development Bank earlier on March 2023, Egypt set the stage for deeper financial collaboration with the bloc. This move demonstrated Egypt's commitment to working within the BRICS framework to secure funding for infrastructure and development projects, positioning it as an active participant rather than a passive recipient. As Egypt steps into its new role within BRICS, the potential economic benefits are not just abstract concepts, but concrete opportunities that could significantly reshape its economic landscape. The anticipated influx of investments, enhanced trade partnerships, and the possibility of participating in discussions around alternative currencies for trade present a promising horizon for Egypt's economy. By tapping into these avenues, Egypt aims to harness the strengths of the BRICS alliance to address its pressing economic challenges and establish itself as a pivotal player in the emerging multipolar world order. Chapter 3: Economic benefits of BRICS membership. Egypt has struggled with a shortage of foreign currency, particularly US dollars, which has severely affected its ability to import essential commodities such as food and energy. The BRICS nations have been vocal about their desire to reduce dependence on the US dollar by creating an alternative currency for global trade, potentially backed by gold. For Egypt, this could be a game changer. By reducing reliance on the dollar, Egypt may alleviate some of the economic pressures it currently faces, including a projected $17 billion financing gap until 2026. The de-dollarization strategy pursued by BRICS offers Egypt a lifeline, allowing it to trade more freely without the constraints imposed by a strong US dollar. This is particularly important for a country like Egypt, which imports a significant portion of its food and energy, making it vulnerable to fluctuations in currency exchange rates. Furthermore, Egypt's access to the BRICS New Development Bank opens up new funding opportunities. Established in 2015, the NDB was created to provide resources for infrastructure and sustainable development projects, offering a more favorable alternative to Western institutions like the World Bank and the IMF. Egypt has already been in negotiations with the IMF, securing a $3 billion loan package to address its economic crisis. However, the IMF's stringent conditions and delays in implementing the loan review have made this route challenging for Egypt. By joining BRICS and gaining access to the NDB, Egypt can secure concessional funding on more flexible terms, giving the country breathing room to focus on long-term development rather than short-term economic crises. In addition to financial support, Egypt stands to benefit from increased investment from BRICS nations. Trade and investment flows between Egypt and BRICS members have been growing steadily. In 2022, trade between Egypt and BRICS nations increased by 10.5%, reaching $31.2 billion. BRICS countries have shown a keen interest in Egypt's strategic location, particularly in relation to the Suez Canal and its role in the Belt and Road Initiative. Chapter 4. Military realignment and dismissing Western defense offers. In addition to economic benefits, Egypt's pivot to BRICS also has implications for its military and defense strategy. Historically, Egypt has relied heavily on U.S. military aid and French defense systems. The U.S. has been Egypt's primary supplier of military equipment, including F-16 fighter jets, Apache helicopters, and various armored vehicles. France has also played a key role in providing Egypt with Rafale jets and other defense technologies. However, recent years have seen Egypt diversify its defense partnerships, seeking alternatives to Western military support. This shift became more pronounced as Egypt began exploring defense deals with non-Western powers, particularly China and Turkey. In 2023, Egypt signed a deal to acquire Chinese J-10C fighter jets, signaling a move away from its reliance on Western aircraft. Egypt has also engaged in talks with Turkey regarding defense cooperation, further diversifying its military suppliers. These new defense partnerships offer Egypt greater autonomy in its defense procurement decisions, reducing its reliance on Western technology and the political strings that often come attached. The move to diversify military partnerships is driven by both strategic and practical considerations. For Egypt, maintaining military independence is crucial to protecting its national sovereignty. Western defense deals, while providing advanced technology, often come with conditions related to human rights, governance, or regional politics. By turning to BRICS nations and other non-Western powers, Egypt can acquire the defense systems it needs without compromising its domestic policies or strategic objectives. However, this realignment does not come without challenges. While non-Western military technology can offer greater independence, there are also risks associated with logistics, maintenance, and long-term reliability. Egypt will need to navigate these complexities as it transitions away from its traditional defense partners in the West. Chapter 5. The role of China and Russia in Egypt's future. Two key players within BRICS, China and Russia, will likely play pivotal roles in shaping Egypt's future. Both nations have already established strong ties with Egypt, and their influence is expected to grow as Egypt deepens its engagement with BRICS. China has been a central partner in Egypt's development agenda. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, China has invested heavily in Egypt's infrastructure, particularly in the development of the Suez Canal Economic Zone and the construction of Egypt's new administrative capital. China's strategic interest in Egypt is clear. The country's location offers a critical link between Asia, Africa, and Europe, making it a vital partner in China's efforts to expand its global trade network. In addition to infrastructure projects, China has also invested in Egypt's manufacturing and energy sectors. Chinese companies have established joint ventures in Egypt to produce a range of goods, from electronics to automobiles. This growing economic partnership is expected to deepen as Egypt continues to align itself with China through BRICS. Russia, too, has a long-standing relationship with Egypt, dating back to the Cold War era when the Soviet Union was a major ally of Egypt under President Gamal Abdel Nasser. In recent years, Russia has reasserted its influence in Egypt, particularly in the areas of energy and agriculture. Russia is a key supplier of wheat to Egypt, and the two nations have been discussing trade agreements that would allow Egypt to import wheat using local currencies rather than the US dollar. Moreover, Russia is actively involved in Egypt's nuclear energy program. The construction of the El Dabaa nuclear power plant, with Russian support, is a key project that will enhance Egypt's energy security. Russia's involvement in such strategic sectors underscores its importance as a partner in Egypt's future development. Chapter 6. The declining influence of the US and France in Egypt. As Egypt strengthens its ties with BRICS, the influence of traditional Western partners, particularly the United States and France, is expected to wane. While the US has been a crucial ally for Egypt, providing military aid and economic support, recent years have seen a cooling of relations. Political differences, particularly over human rights issues and regional conflicts, have strained ties between the two nations. The US has also been cautious in its support for Egypt's government under President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, leading to a gradual erosion of the once robust partnership. France, too, has seen its influence diminish as Egypt seeks to diversify its defense partnerships. While France remains an important player in Egypt's military procurement, particularly with the sale of Rafale jets, the emergence of China and Turkey as alternative suppliers could reduce France's leverage in the long term. Chapter 7. The road ahead for Egypt. Totally, Egypt's strategic pivot toward BRICS marks a significant moment in its foreign policy and economic trajectory. By aligning itself with BRICS and moving away from traditional Western partnerships, Egypt is signaling its desire to play a more independent and assertive role in global affairs. While the immediate benefits of this shift may take time to materialize, the long-term potential for economic growth, military independence, and geopolitical autonomy is substantial. As Egypt navigates this new landscape, it will need to carefully manage its relationships with both its BRICS partners and its traditional Western allies. The future holds both opportunities and challenges for Egypt. But one thing is clear: Egypt's role in the global order is changing, and the world will be watching to see what comes next.